So this is a trace table question again, but this one using a flowchart. So you need to at least know something about the flowchart symbols perhaps. So flowchart symbols, the first one, it's called a terminator, and the last one, they're just indicating the start and the stop of a program or a piece of program and algorithm that's been written using the method of flowcharts. This box, the square box, is a process. So that means something's happening in there. This box, the diamond shape, is a decision box. So that's the equivalent to an if statement in Python, that idea. So we need to complete the trace table for the algorithm in this figure. And it does say here on the paper, you may not need to use all the rows in the table. So that's quite an important thing to think about. Sometimes people decide that they need to fill everything in and there must be something more to add. There isn't always. It's just depending on how people decide to use the table to actually fill in the trace. So they usually give you more space than you need. So don't be put off by that in the question. Okay, so if we start at the start, good place to begin. We come to the first process and A takes the value of 0. So the first thing we can do is write down A takes the value of 0, B takes the value of 1. So we can write 1 in there. So then the line comes on to the next one. We've got another process. C gets A plus B. Well, A is 0 and B is 1, so A plus B is 1. So we can write that down in C. So then we come to the decision. So is C greater than 4? Well, C is 1, so it's not greater than 4. So we're going to go on this no track. So A gets B. Well, B is 1. So A is going to take the value of B. Becomes 1. B gets C. So takes the value of C. C is currently 1. So B becomes 1. Or remains 1. So you don't have to actually write that 1 in if you don't want to, because it's the same value, but because there's been a potential calculation change, it's probably worth doing it. So then we follow the table again and we come here, sorry, follow the flowchart, we come to here, C gets A plus B, or A is 1 and B is 1, so C becomes 2, like that. So C is 2. You can sometimes, remind yourself, just write it down maybe, or whatever, as you're going along. So come down to the diamond shape. Is C greater than 4? Well, no, it's still not greater than 4 because it's only 2. So we're going to get A gets B. There, and we're going to get B gets C. So C's 2 now, so B will become 2. So we come back to here again, and C gets A plus B. So B is 2, A is 1, so C becomes 3 in this case now. So is C greater than 4? Well, it's 3, so it's not greater than 4. So A gets B, B is 2, so A gets 2. B gets C, C is 3, so B gets 3. Moving back again, here we are, C gets A plus B. A is 2, B is 3, that's 5. So is C greater than 4? Yes, it is greater than 4 because it's now 5. So it's greater than 4. So yes, we stop. We've finished. We've finished the program and we've finished the trace table. So you can see that actually we only, doing it this way, use 4 rows of the table, not all of them. So if you haven't used all of the rows in this table, just don't worry about it. It's perfectly okay. So you could have spaced these out a bit more and done 1 on each line, etc., and you'd have used all of them or even more. But this is a perfectly good way of doing the trace table, and don't be intimidated by that idea that there's more rows than you potentially need.